steering wheel. Lapse the steering wheel, yeah. Give him steering wheel. Hey, steering wheel. Somebody tell him to give it to him. Come on! Whoa!
You like my bass? You like it?
How the f*** is this possible?
I'm driving like a grandma. Get that, Ralph? Did you hear me? From the radio. Ralph, acknowledge. Now, come on, close him down and kill him. We've got a lunatic on the track down that interstate.
Hi, my name's Alan McNish, and this is Formula1blog.com.
Hi, I'm Steve Matchett, and you're listening to Formula1blog.com.
I'm David Hobbs, and this is Formula1blog.com.
You're listening to the audio journal of F1 Opinion, Formula1blog.com podcast.
Ralph, you cannot overtake Damon. Okay, that is team order. You cannot overtake Damon. You heard me before, didn't you, Ralph, about overtaking Damon? You heard that, didn't you? Ralph, acknowledge. Get that, Ralph? Did you hear me? Ralph, acknowledge. Yes, Sam.
I just love winning. I just love racing.
You like my bass? You like it?
How the f*** is this possible?
Not good enough, damn it! Not good enough!
Get down.
Nice run.
You crazy?
I'm driving like a grandma. Oh, that's crazy! He's got to be taken by Arianto. Get the car out of the way. It's going to cost us time. I know he thinks he's quick, but he's not.
Okay, I'm losing tire temperature like crazy because I don't know, Alonso was taking a bus to a run back home. Sorry, that's what he is.
It's in English. Half a second to the first sector. On high track, come on, close him down and kill him.
Then tell me if you need us somewhere. Roger that.
It's a shitbox.
Fernando is faster than you. Can you confirm you understood that message?
Timmy, get out of the way.
Are you going to pull me in, man? It's fine. Yeah, the caterers are absolutely screwed.
Fantastic guys. Not bad for number 2 driver. Cheers.
Okay, Felipe, Valtteri's faster than you. Do not hold him up. Valtteri's faster than you. Do not hold him up. You're faster than Massa. Overtake him.
I suddenly think to myself, my God, they're working on those race cars. And I would like to thank players and our other sponsors who make it all possible to run a racing team. You read so much nowadays about all the trouble and strife that goes on in this world, but there's a few dedicated men who love it. And I'm one of them. Thank you very much.
Hello and welcome inside the Parfume for podcast number 1000. Paul, do you know who that last voice was?
Was that Graham Hill?
Oh, it was very close. Colin Chapman, his boss.
Chapman.
Good.
Yeah, Lotus. The original Lotus. Yeah. Yeah.
Not the
That's right.
three levels ago, Lotus.
No.
That's right.
This would be the OG.
Yeah.
The OG.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome to the podcast, folks. This is Todd.
No, Todd, not now.
A.K.A. Negative Camber. You know what we do on race weekends.
We watch one, then we talk about it. Then we watch one, then we talk about it. Come on, Todd.
But of course, before doing that, and because it's podcast 1000, I have to introduce both my long-suffering co-hosts, Grace and Paul. We are all three here to celebrate. Some are doing better at celebrating this podcast than others, Paul.
Yes, Grace is overdone once again.
She's got it.
She's outdone us.
She's outdone us.
I just put a shirt on. She just...
Yeah.
I got a shirt on.
She's got quite a budget there. A lighting budget alone.
I know.
It's insane.
I know. And
she's working under the... I just want to know who's working under the desk with the lights. Is that trained cats?
That's
Who's
right.
doing
Like,
that?
because if I could train them to do something, that is not what I would have trained them to do. So I'd do something useful for me.
Scoop the litter box. You train them to do that.
Yeah, make some money, something. I don't know.
Make some
Bringing
money.
in income would be nice.
That'd be nice.
Instead of just being out.
Get out there on the streets and don't come back to you.
That's
Bring
right.
with you.
Grace is wearing original F1B gear.
Yeah. I always joke that there's at one point Pecco Bagnaia, I think he was telling Mark Marquez, is like, my dog makes more money than I do because his dog's like a dog model. I'm like, look, Pecco Bagnaia's dogs are making him money. What are you people doing for me? Nothing.
See?
Nothing.
So
maybe you should. They need to invest in like a carousel or what was that thing?
A Ferris wheel.
Ferris wheel, yeah. Big money makers.
Like Lorenzo.
They could be moguls of the Ferris wheels.
That would be great.
That would be good.
Levi would love that. He'd just wave his little paw at everybody. It would be great.
So that was a throwback. So for those of you who have been listening to the podcast for a long time, you remember that intro with Alan McNish and dear friend Steve Matchett and David Hobbs. So back in the old days, folks, if you're newer to the podcast, our name actually started out in 2005 as Formula1blog.com. And I have a real funny story about having a conversation with Bernie Eccleston at the time about it. And he was a real gem. He was super nice about the whole thing. And then Liberty bought it and strongly recommended that we change our name. I'll just leave it at that. You can infer what you want.
So we just say they were outside of your house with cans running along the fence line.
Right. Drones over my house, making sure, change the name.
Pictures of your children being sent to your phone. Yeah.
And I thought this would be great. Liberty, an American company buying it. This would be great. And I can work with them. And first thing I got was a letter. So anyway, we changed our name.
Then they did away with all that. Now everyone can have F1.
Yeah, everybody's got F1 in their name, right?
Everyone and their mother has F1 in their name.
Yeah. So we used to be called that. That was just a nod to the old days with some new Podcast 1000 music and a lot of the clips that became kind of embedded in people's minds from our old intros, which had that introduction. So anyway, as I mentioned, it is Podcast 1000. We're super excited about it. It happens to be a race weekend, the Belgian Grand Prix, and we thought, what more fitting place to celebrate Podcast 1000 than the Belgian Grand Prix, honestly.
Yeah, well, that's right.
It's like my favorite track.
Yeah.
And I say this every year on the Belgian Grand Prix, and it goes back to when I interviewed Paul's brother, Steve, and who also is a motorsport professional, and we were talking about Spa, and he said, well, you know what makes Spa perfect? And I said, what? He goes, it's imperfection. And I thought that is the most succinct, crisp message about Spa I can think of, but that's what makes it so
who would design Eau Rouge now?
Nobody.
No. And they try, honestly. They try like a lot of things, from past tracks, but they can never, ever do it.
No, that's the beauty. And it's one of the most beautiful tracks, nestled in that forest. It's just gorgeous. So we thought, well, here's what we have in store for you folks. So
especially when it rains on one part of the track and not the other part of the
never
track.
happened. I think it's a lie. I don't think it's actually ever happened. I think it's always been all rain or all dry.
Right.
And it's just folklore.
Did you know, Grace, that sometimes it can rain on one part of that track and not the other?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I've heard.
Did you also know, Grace, that Silverstone was an old Air Base?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
And the Red Bull Ring used to be the A1 ring, and it has the least number of turns, and it's the shortest track.
And the Oostenrijk ring.
That's right.
Yeah. So tonight, we are going to review this weekend's race. But it's going to be an abbreviated review of this race because, quite honestly, no kidding. Because quite honestly, it turned into an algorithm race that is just, Spa just absolutely exposed Formula One's new current formula with hybrids. So there wasn't a lot to talk about, but it's going to be a longer podcast because we're celebrating episode 1000. So what are we going to do in this episode? We're going to talk about the 2026 Belgian Grand Prix. Then we're going to take the teams on the current grid and we're going to review the 2005, the year we began back in 2005. We're going to tell you what those teams did back at the 2005 Belgian Grand Prix. And then if that wasn't enough, we're going to go for the past 20 years, and we're going to talk about all of the controversy, as Paul would call it.
I hope you're charging like double for this podcast. This
we are.
Yeah, I'm going to get some extra zeros.
Yeah. It's the price. The price for this episode is twice as much. Yeah, it is. So, all right. So that's what we got in store for tonight's podcast. And that's what we're going to go through. So let's start off. Let's get this weekend's Grand Prix out of the way. 44 laps, dry race. They thought maybe some rain. No, had 2 virtual safety cars or a couple of them. Max had that pass at Eau Rouge at the very beginning. Led briefly. Antonelli retook it at Lacombe. Really the defining moment of the race is Hamilton and George Russell coming together. Spun Russell off. He was out of the race on the outside of Kemmel. That was not good.
That's rough when the highlight of your race came before the first lap even ended.
I know.
Right?
I know. That was kind of it. A couple good passes.
Yeah. Although Alonso's burnouts at the end of the race.
That
was pretty cool.
What else is the old man going to do with them
tires? He's just hoping to blow this engine up.
GP2 engine.
Yeah.
GP2. Yeah. I was reading... I'm really getting bad at this.
Newspaper, magazine.
Yeah, who's Mark over at Motorsport and in the race?
No, it doesn't
Hughes?
matter.
Mark Hughes, yes.
Oh, that does matter then.
Ding, 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 points for me.
A little Mark Hughes.
It's a contest episode.
Yeah.
I like it.
Have you never been on these podcasts, Paul? If we can gamify this, why wouldn't we?
That's correct, Grace. Yes. So
that's number Wang.
Yeah, that's number Wang. Oh, wait, Paul. Wait. Paul.
That's number Wang.
I do have it. Hey, a little side note about Mark Hughes. A delightful guy. I was at the race covering the race at COTA one year, and he was sitting outside the media center, and I was out there, and we started chatting, and I told him, what a fan I was of his prose and his writing, and he couldn't have been a more delightful, nicer guy. So anyway, kudos to Mark. Anyway, I was reading about him, his recent take on it, which he was kind of perplexed too, but in the end, it just neutered Sector 2 completely. They're just running flat out the entire Sector 2. Yeah. And I was trying to think when the last time I recall drivers just going flat out, through Pouhon,
Yeah.
And he said they were 60 brake horsepower less going through there, less than an F2 car going through there.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty stunning. So if you wonder why we don't have a whole lot to talk about on this race, that's kind of why. So what I did to condense this race review and then get to the past race reviews.
To the party.
Yeah, to the party. With Grace's party favors. I grouped them together, front runners, midfield, and the back markers. So let's start at the sharp end. You got Mercedes, Kimi Antonelli P1, Russell at DNF. Antonelli had to really win it twice. Started off, got the pass, then got passed because of the virtual safety car, cheap VSC pit stop for both Ferraris. And then he had to hunt down Leclerc and did that and took the win.
Wasn't easy. Yeah.
No, it wasn't easy, but it was some great driving.
Yeah.
Full stop by Kimi for sure, and had he had the most powerful engine on the grid according to Total Wolff, which has got a lot of people talking. Wait a minute, I thought the FIA said Red Bull does. So anyway, a great race, and then let's talk about Russell. He was punted out at turn 1. He and Lewis Hamilton.
I would like to say he was
together.
punted out after about race 3 this year.
Oh, George. Oh, Jorge. All right, Paul. Penalty worthy or not? Everybody's talking about it because there wasn't much to talk about it. Penalty worthy or not?
I don't think so. I think, you're always going to have a little bit of sliding going on in the first corner. There was all this whole thing where they let the first corner go. Well, honestly, no one's up to speed. No one's up to pressures. The tires are cold. at the start of the race. I think if you stick yourself on the outside of a corner of somebody, they're not exactly going to make a whole right-hand turn, stick to the curb. There's going to be some movement in there, and you're just kind of opening yourself up to that kind of thing. So I would say no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I feel like, Grace, this is a clear case of what Paul and I have talked about and what you and I have talked about in the past. This is the FIA penalizing outcomes, not the actual action.
Well, I mean, which I don't agree with, but I think that I think the only way this is not a racing incident is what JPM said in the post-race on F1 Racing was that, it's a racing incident, but that's not what the rules say. So if you could say that the rules apply and it's a racing incident, then you could say that. Whether or not you agree it's a racing incident, it's what's in the rule book. But
then the Leclerc and Oscar wasn't.
Right. Different situation.
How did they decide that one?
I said that his front axle wasn't alongside and that sort of thing.
Right.
So it may have been a very technical reading of the regulations, which I get it. But again, this goes back to, well, then that's not consistent because we've seen the Hamilton-Russell thing before that had no penalty.
Yeah, you got to add some context to everything, I feel.
Yeah.
Back in the days of Charlie Whiting, that neither one would have been a penalty and it would have been fine.
Right.
And I get you need to have boundaries of competition, but it's do you leave the racing room or you don't? I don't care where your front axle is. You leave the racing room on the entry, you leave it on the exit.
Alonso was right. Always leave the space.
Yeah, just leave the space.
Leave the space, man.
Leave the
So
space.
anyway, I do think the bigger narrative out of this entire weekend, two things on this. Russell, so George is not happy, and nor should he be. Okay,
Right. That's right.
Yes.
Two things I found very interesting. His radio message,
Yes.
he was very angry. And
angry at the team and the car, which I think
Yes.
is it's one thing. I think if you just I can't believe I did this, that's one thing. But he was
and
like,
he wasn't
no.
angry at Lewis either.
Right.
No.
It's you. I want the chassis team to know. I want Toto Wolff to know. He was very specific who the blame was laid at. So it wasn't just that it was a
And
bunch
honestly,
of.
he was saying it before the race.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. And has been, Paul. That's my point.
Yeah, and Toto's been fighting it, saying, I don't know what his problem is. It's all been fixed.
Yeah, straight
Nothing
line
to see
speed's
here.
there.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah.
George is fine.
Right.
I think
But
it's
that, to me, he has been dog whistling that the speed in his car and the SOC, the state of charge, and all that is different than Kimi's. He's dog whistling. He's not come out and said that, but for the last 3 races, he's talked about the straight line speed is not there.
Right.
To the point where after the race was at Silverstone, Toto made a point of saying over the race, see, George, straight line speed was there. And this is like an internal thing going on.
Yeah. So how long can this relationship last at this point?
That's what I'm saying.
I feel like it's spiraling down at best.
For sure.
And I think George is, there's plenty of people who would want to be driving in that Mercedes. And
Oh, yeah.
sure, there's probably a place George to go. And I just feel like that relationship, now it's in battle out in the open in the public. I think it's
always
get better.
always the worst.
Yeah, it is. And then when you look at that, and then I thought the other knock-on effect, everybody's like, well, why didn't they play that radio message from George on TV? Well, I know why. It's the same reason that they quickly cut from the cool-down room as soon as Charles and Kimi started talking about how ridiculous the energy deployment was. And as soon as they started talking about, oh, okay, we're going to cut that feed. Yeah, they're absolutely
Let's go back to the
manipulating
Carding
the
kids.
narrative.
Yeah.
So, sorry, we're going through a tunnel.
Yeah. You're breaking up. I can't hear
Well, I
you.
can't hear
Oh.
them. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So manipulating the content narrative in real time, I thought was very interesting. Let's not put a message about complaining about the state of charge and no battery and all that crap. And let's not listen to Charles tell us what he really thinks about the algorithm race.
Although we should all just be listening to the German broadcast, apparently, right? Or somebody else that gets their own feed and isn't forced to use the international feed. That's how we find out these things.
Yeah, right. So anyway, tough.
Then I have to learn how to speak German, though.
Well, I mean, just for the radio messaging, right? That's in English.
Right.
I got you. The editing, the director.
Right.
Right.
You're right, I don't speak. Although, again, I will say watching races in Spanish was fun. So,
Yeah, watching the World Cup in Spanish is amazing.
Exactly. They're so excited, right?
Go! Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Ferrari, Charles Leclerc P2, Lewis Hamilton P4. They double stacked. They got that cheaper stop on the VSC. Double stacked cars. Good move tactically on that case. Vesser called it really kind of performance, kind of exceeded their expectations going into the weekend. Hamilton, as I mentioned, got that 5-second penalty for the Russell contact, and then he had an unsafe release, hit one of his mechanics. The team just got fined. He didn't get penalized further for that. Strong points for them with Charles in P2, leading a good portion of the race. Didn't have the pace to hold Kimi off, but slightly undercut by some operational rough edges, like hitting the mechanic and maybe trying to keep his nose out of it with Russell. But either way, it was a good result. Period. Full stop for Ferrari, and a good strategy call into the virtual safety car, I thought.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yep.
A good strategy call by Ferrari, imagine.
Although I am surprised they didn't get a penalty for hitting the guy. I get it wasn't Lewis's fault, but
no, it's not Lewis's fault.
I feel that's but I think once again they're grading their penalties on what they'd already maybe given out and said, well, that's a bit harsh.
Yeah. We already gave him a 5-second penalty.
It's just it was fine. It was merely a flesh wound. He'll get over
right.
it.
He got up again. He was okay.
Yeah, he didn't have any kids.
Running away, you yellow bastard!
We just do what Bernie would have done: give him a first-class plane ticket home.
Right.
There you
Here's
go.
some
Just
champagne.
don't say anything.
You're
Everything
good.
good, right, mate?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, everything's fine. Nothing to see here. Let's see. Red Bull, you had Max Verstappen P3, Isaac Hadjar in P6. Verstappen podiumed on a deliberately took the older spec wing because I guess for the last two failures he didn't want to do that again. Certainly at Spa, and that's just good heads up racing. Good thinking. Third podium of the season. Laurent Mecki says that the Genua's pace gains are there and they're making progress and they're moving forward against Mercedes and Ferrari, closing roughly a second down to a couple of tenths. Mm-hmm. And Paul will tell you finding 2 tenths is a Herculean effort.
Yes, you have to sell your smallest child to get that usually.
Yes.
I just like that. I mean, front of the pack Max everything was simply lovely. I like that mid pack Max also has a catchphrase, which is unbelievable. Everything is unbelievable. This is unbelievable.
Zero grip.
Unbelievable. So I love that mid pack Max also has a catchphrase on every radio. This is unbelievable.
It was funny because he said, these tires have no grip. Right when he got purple sector 2.
Fastest lap. Yeah. Right. That's got to be a contextual statement coming from a guy like Max.
Yeah.
Yeah. So great
it's
run
all
from
me.
It is. Great run by Isaac, though. 20 place, penalty, start at the back, ends up finishing 6th. I would say it was a fantastic drive by Isaac, and I agree with that statement. I would also say it's fantastic strategy by the team. They pulled that off perfectly. And that's one thing Hannah and team that work on strategy for Red Bull, they've always taken those chances kind of like that and really look for the opportunities and tried to maximize them. So that in this case, it worked.
I mean, in truth, it's easier to call those kind of things when you're at the back.
Yep.
Sure.
Right. This happens in our races too. Someone gets spun off and goes to the back, and they end up with the winning strategy just because it just kind of put you in a position where risk and reward is changed.
Yeah, and you're completely out of sequence.
Yeah, out of sequence, and things come up.
Yeah. Let's see. Grace's team: McLaren, Oscar Piastri P5, Norris in P7.
That was a little weak, Grace.
Try your party favor again, Grace.
It's not
there
better.
You go.
It's a terrible noise.
It is a terrible noise.
Sounds like the Audi.
Yeah. We'll save that for later.
Oh, Norris. I think Lando clearly had podium pace, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
He had that penalty for changing what is electric, I think, a battery maybe or whatever it was. But he kind of missed out. There's several people that didn't really capture that VSC. If I'm honest, I felt like they left him out too long. Mm-hmm. And I know that's Monday morning quarterbacking, but
they were just waiting for another VSC. They were just hoping.
Yeah.
They finally had to cut bait, but that's ultimately who's just hanging around for a
do you think we could send Zach Brown out there to kick some gravel on the track? We could really use a VSC now.
He wasn't there. He was back in England.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah.
That's why you can't kick the gravel out there.
That's right.
What do you got against Belgium, Zach?
Really?
So anyway, climbed all the way back up to P7. Oscar got floor damage coming together with Charles Leclerc. And so that kind of hampered his day, or at least his car's performance. No further action from the stewards, and lost fifth to Hamilton late. Mm-hmm. Andreas Stiller confirmed, hey, look, chassis still needs a step. Upgrades, a plan for the second half of the season. There you go, Grace.
Very good. That's all right. We're going to Hungary. This is the track McLaren does
Monaco
great at.
Without the walls.
It's perfect. McLaren will do great.
But they're not taking their upgrades there.
But this is the only track I can ever count on. Ever. Hungary.
Okay.
We'll see how that plays out. It's a bold strategy, Grace.
I mean, maybe for this year, but based on history, it's not. Even when they won nothing, they did terrible everywhere.
I know.
Hungary.
They did do it in Hungary. Okay. You're right. All right,
so,
in the midfield, you
Hungary.
got Audi. Gabriel Bortoleto. Yay! Yeah, Gabriel Bortoleto P8, Nico Hulkenberg P13. Bortoleto scored back-to-back points finishes. Cheap virtual safety car stop, strong defensive drive, held off Lindblad. He's now scored every point out he has. And I was stunned. I wrote this in the race report of the website. Nobody on the broadcast talked about it. I thought, how can you not talk about Gabby and P8 back-to-back points finish? I mean, he's doing a really good job, and I thought that was a great result from him.
No, absolutely. It's weird that Hulkenberg hasn't scored points for sure because he's been competitive.
A lot of DNFs.
So, but all the better for Audi as a whole that they're really fighting into the points when there wasn't a lot of cars dropping out ahead of them,
Yeah. Nico had a bad start, and I don't know, just couldn't really claw his way back up into the points. But great race by Gabby. I was super excited for the young guy. Yeah. So kudos to him. Then comes Racing Bulls. Very good result. It's talking about another youngster. We talk about Kimi Antonelli, the teenager, but 18-year-old Arvin Lindblad, and P9, Liam Lawson, P12. Lindblad really continuing that encouraging rookie thing, in the beginning of this season, first few races, Paul were out he's kind of hit and miss and looking for that consistency. And now all of a sudden it seems like he's got that consistency. Top 10 finish. Lawson lost out to the virtual safety car timing, so that kind of cost him. Lindblad was running a new upgrade spec wing. Liam was not. And Alan Permain kind of pointed out that they were struggling with energy deployment issues, really, as kind of the difference between the two. The fuller upgrade package should be there for Hungary for both of them, but they did have a right little ding-dong battle there between them, didn't they, Paul?
Yeah, that's probably not really what you want, is it?
No.
Yeah. Did you see that from Pierre Gasly's onboard cam?
Yes.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah. As you're going to have to speak with these guys. They're not in a position where they're not fighting for the world championship right now. You're fighting to keep your team in top 5 in manufacturers' points, which is a lot of money, and they need to work together. But as typical Red Bull, they throw people in the ring to have them fight it out in the cage match to see who's going to drive next year, right? So it just kind of induces that kind of ferocity between teammates because honestly, the Racing Bulls was head and shoulders above the midfield, but they didn't get those points. Yeah. And it's an ideology that maybe it works sometimes, but sometimes it works against them.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that they're the new Force India, right? Like, this is just not, they're going to take each other out. It's only a matter of time before they take each other out. Alan, get on that. It can be
It's
good.
like the old Ocon and Perez days.
Right, exactly.
All they need is Ocon on the team. And really
wow,
spice it up.
Or Ocon will just take him out in the Haas. Who knows? But, I just think there's a lot. I would be I'd be very nervous about those two together, that Lawson is not very thrilled right now.
No.
For sure. Let's see. Alpine, you had Franco Colapinto P10, Pierre Gasly P11. Really kind of a reversal of form line row. Colapinto's double overtake around Gasly and Lawson at Lacombe, took the final point because of it. Great move on his part. Gasly missed out despite kind of a strong recovery drive from him. And Flavio Flavor Flav that said that Alpine's basically now level on points for Racing Bulls, and they need to bring upgrades, which they are. So, it lasts. Couple of race reviews Paul and I have discussed is my concern is Alpine's getting out developed, and can they keep up with Racing Bulls in the development battle to stay there? But still a good race from Franco. Did you like that dual pass, Grace?
I also like that it was in the picture-in-picture screen, right? You're watching the main screen. And, Jake River was calling. It was like, oh, my God, look at that. I'm like, what? They're just trundling around out here. I was like, I wasn't watching the picture-in-picture. So, for once, I guess it paid off that they had it in two places, or the director actually knew what he was doing. So, right on.
Yeah. So that was exciting. It was a good pass.
Yeah.
Let's see. Haas, not so good. Ollie Behrman, P14, Esteban Ocon, P17. Messy first lap for both cars, really. Intra-team contact. There we go. Ocon and Behrman banging wheels.
Ocon seems to always be involved. He's the new Alonso, right? Whenever there seems to be trouble, Ocon seems to be involved.
That's right.
Just a little difference between the two guys.
I mean, talent, but whatever,
And two championships, but other than that.
I think that fits under talent, right? I get that. I'm just,
Yeah. 2 titles, too. 2 separate tire punctures. Both were basically out of contention from that point on. Komatsu said the pace was there when the car was clean and clean air. But the teammate incident needs fixing before Hungary. And
how are they going to fix that?
You could set Ocon down.
Good.
I don't know.
Send him aside.
Knock it off. Send him up to Alan Permain. He'll sort it out for both teams.
Yeah. He will. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, Williams. We've got Alex Albon P15, Carlos Sainz P16. Sainz picked up front wing damage in the opening lap when he ran into the back of... Who did he run into the back of? This is how memorable the race was.
Haas, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. Recovered well with a one-stop strategy, got all the way up P16.
All the way up to P16.
All the way up. Massive ground gained there.
I'm going to change my driver of the race. Hold on.
Carlos. At least he's happy that Spain won. So
he's got that.
Yes.
Because then he had the radio. Carlos had the radio that was like, "Who messed with my wing? Like, I didn't tell you to do this. Thanks for.
No,
asking.
that was it. Oh,
no,
yeah. I didn't
wing.
give you. Yeah, I didn't give you permission.
Right.
Yeah.
I just love that it was like, oh, yeah, good, that's great. It's Ferrari all over again. Like, did I mention doing that? Why is this different?
Yeah.
Cool.
Grace, I didn't approve you wearing those glasses. That's
Too
what
bad.
he said. I didn't approve the wing change. It's fine.
Why did we do this? Right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Let's see. Albon, clean race, up in P15.
Probably required a TPS report.
For sure. And to stay for the weekend.
I'll get you another copy of that memo. And then we've got the back markers, basically Cadillac and Aston Martin. Cadillac, you had Bottas in P18, Perez at DNF. Valtteri quietly just gathered data to finish the race. Perez out with a suspension issue. And poor old Aston Martin, Lance out with a gearbox issue. Alonso completed the distance 2 laps down and did some cracking donuts at the end.
Yeah.
I do.
You know when we say sometimes it's different when you're at the race because you get to see the battles all the way through the field.
Yeah.
Not so much. Not so much here. I don't think the Cadillac and the Aston Martin battles. I think we can skip that whole thing.
Yeah.
No, I was going to. I think that Carlos Sainz is most likely to show up at work and gut a fish, right, on his desk. Like that, he seems like most likely the person to do that at this point.
Yeah, I can see him not being at Williams next year.
No, I'm
growing tired.
Yeah, for sure.
I wouldn't say I missed it, Bob.
Yeah. It's like James was the cute new guy.
Yeah.
And he was like, wow, and then there was improvement, and now he's kind of like, maybe there's a little nothing going on back there sometimes.
I don't know.
He looks a little dumbstruck right now, is James.
Yeah, well,
it's a big
task, and I said on last week's podcast, I think this is an inflection point for Williams. Not only for James, the direction they're going, what resources they're going to get from Dorilton, but also for Carlos. I think Carlos is going to be looking elsewhere for sure.
Yeah,
and most rumors have him looking at Audi.
He could go to Mercedes and take over for George. It'll be fine.
There you go. See?
Problem
solved. Time that right. You could go over there and have no sock on the straights, Anyone that wants to go drive that car, they probably should call George and ask him what's really going on, because if they're all behind, they could be walking to a Max Verstappen situation where the entire thing is behind Kimi,
Yeah.
So do you want to do that? Do you want to be the Rubens Barrichello? What do you want to do?
I don't know.
Yeah, tough.
It's true.
All right, let's give some awards away for this race. Let's do the move of the race.
Seriously, Todd?
Yes.
We'll do it live.
Yes. All right, we're going to start with Grace. Grace, what was your move of the race?
My move of the race. This was like I don't. What moves were there? I don't know. Dance moves.
Well, Isaac's strategy.
Yeah, well,
that was a good strategy move.
Yep.
She gives a thumbs up on that.
It was accidental. Evidently. It was an accidental thumbs up, but I can now give you another one.
Okay. All right.
So I'm saying it happens sometimes. Okay. No, I think there wasn't a lot of passing to discuss, so it was hard to come up with a lot of
real
moves.
Passing anyway.
No.
We're going to change this broadcast feed and go to something else. Send it back to Crofty.
Send him back up the pit lane.
Paul's bad-mouthing the energy. Send it back to Crofty.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, anything.
Let's go to Juan Pablo.
Yeah.
Saying how cool everything is. It's really cool over here.
Boy, he's going all Rosberg.
Those cars are really fast.
Those are fast.
Those guys are really breaking late. Thank you, Juan Pablo. That's a 7-time winner for you. Really cutting it down.
He learned pretty quick if he wanted to keep that broadcasting gig, he had to change that narrative quick, didn't he?
Well,
I can't get in here and talk crap. Okay.
I just don't think he's the best trackside. Maybe that's just a hard gig to have, period. But I think when he's with other people doing commentary, it's one thing. But I think when they just stick him out on the corner during practice or whatever, he's just
I don't like anything Juan Pablo's doing except when he talks to Joylan Palmer.
Yeah, because they're going to fight.
They're going to fight.
They're going to fight.
Juan Pablo's like, I don't know, how many Grand Prix you won?
I know, right?
Was it none? Oh, right. Shut up.
And especially when I think, for the most part, when they talk to Julian Palmer and try to give him more credit than he should, he usually is very good about going, I only did 4 races, people. I don't, he tries to kind of back away whenever, David Coulthard or somebody tries to give him more credit than he, so it's not like he's, out there going that's right, I'm great. But, man, yeah, him and JPM are going to fight. That's inevitable.
Yeah. It reminds me, 2 things. First of all, Juan Pablo is a delightful guy. I had a long interview with him. He's a wonderful guy to talk to. But the Julian thing 4 race, it reminds me a lot of what I find interesting about Karun Chandhok. So the guy was in F1 for a minute.
Right.
And if I'm telling you, when he's watching this unfold, he says, just didn't quite get that car hooked up right at the apex and got caught into that camber, which helped rotate that car. And he starts saying things about what they did wrong. And I'll go back on the onboards, and they didn't do that. And I'm thinking, are you just throwing out racing terms and sort of freewheeling it here? I don't understand, because I mean, if he says stuff that I think a guy like Alonso would look at him and say, hey, partner, if I could do all the crap you're telling me I should have done, I wouldn't be sitting here. I'd be a multi-time champion. You know, if you could, you didn't do any of this, you know? So I always find it interesting. I have to go back and look at the onboards to see if that's actually a good assessment of what they did wrong.
I do think, though, when Julian Palmer does take out Juan Pablo Montoya, he should go karma at the end of it.
Ta-da. My move of the race is Colapento's double overtake on Lacombe. I thought it was kind of fun.
It was a good run.
And secured the points. Paul, what was yours?
I'm going to go with Max passing Kimi for nearly one of the only passes people can make on Kimi now.
For half a moment.
For a half a moment.
Yeah.
Right. Right.
It was kind of like Alonso starting on softs and actually passing someone on the opening lap.
Right.
It's like, it's not going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway.
That's right.
Right. All right. Next award. You know what it is?
That's hysteria.
That's right. It's the Donkey Award. Oh, boy. Grace, what'd you get?
I mean, I feel like I gave this to 3 people, entities, objects. I mean, primarily it's the engines, right? The power units, I think, was the donkey of the race, continued to be the donkey of the race. And so that was great. But that seemed less fun. So I thought, well, maybe the stewards should be the donkey of the race because, well, they always kind of deserved it. But you know what? I'm going to give it to the gravel. The gravel deserves donkey of the race.
Oh, nice. The gravel that they put too sharp of gravel in there, that they deemed it a tire puncture threat.
The gravel. So that's my donkey of the race is the gravel.
All right, I like it.
I like it.
I picked the hybrid energy deployment that made Spa actually dull. How do you make Spa dull?
Yeah.
Done.
And boring. Well, they did it. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah. What'd you pick, Paul?
I'm going with the George Russell's side of the Mercedes crew.
Ooh.
Whoever's fiddling around back there.
Yeah.
Or is it Kimmy's dad sneaking in the middle of the night and turning it down? Someone's doing something, but
down there, just in the limiter.
That whole situation is definitely a very donkeyable situation that's just going to get worse.
I feel like in some sense we were thinking, you know, Toto was kind of having a go at Zach last year about papaya rules and all that. We thought, all right, you know, we probably won't see papaya rules. Well, no, we won't. And they'll make sure we don't.
That's right.
Yeah. So I don't know.
This is a donkeyable situation is my new phrase from this evening.
It was like, well, the software is, it really, I don't know, it's really tricky.
Yeah.
And it's all the way down to how you give it throttle and how much brake and when and all this. And some drivers got it, like Kimi, and some just don't.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like, okay.
But it seems worse this season. I mean, I guess this is the thing, right? Like, so I get that in some ways, your job as a race car driver is to drive the car, right? Like, and so if the rules change and the car is different, your job is to drive it. And that you're going to have some drivers like Kimi or Lindblad who are new. And so they may be more successful because they don't have history, right? They don't have Alonso's knowledge,
or whatever you want to call it,
to pull from. They're just this is the only car they know. But it seems different this season. We've all been through many rule changes. I think this feels, I'm not just willing to buy that, you know, George isn't getting up to, you know, the ground effect cars just aren't his thing. Miami's just not his thing. It just really comes way more down to software than I care for this season.
Yeah, they make it sound like George is over there with Herman Munster feet, you know, just jamming on the throttle and the brake, you know, haphazardly. You know,
it had nothing to do with technique, him being half speed down the front.
Right. So to me, I think this season feels, I'm not, as somebody who's like, well, that's your job. You're the driver. Figure it out. This season just doesn't seem, I don't know. I guess they haven't found I think Formula One struggles with the, like, we want to have the image of we're completely open, but we're completely not. And and it's moving closer to being spec, but not being spec. Just be IndyCar then, right? Like, I don't know. Like, they just have the wrong balance this year of this trying to pretend that they're open and they're not, and they're too spec. I don't know.
Agreed.
I'm not enjoying it. Get it together.
I agree. And then finally, oh yeah.
Get down.
Oh yeah. All right, driver of the race. Who'd you get?
Grace.
Anyone?
Oh,
Grace.
Isaac Hadjar, driver of the race.
Woo! Isaac Hadjar. Okay. Paul?
Yep, I'm going to pick the same guy. My love-hate relationship with him, if he just keeps his mouth shut and drives, that's all right with me.
Oh, I love Isaac. Come on.
Yeah.
Really?
All right.
I don't know.
I like the way he drives. He's fast. I mean, he's very fast. And Red Bull should be very happy that they've got him in the car.
They should be very happy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure.
I don't know. I love Yuki. You hated Yuki. It's fine.
Yeah, I didn't like
We don't have to agree on everything, Paul.
Okay,
No.
so you're both picking Hadjar?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'll switch it up. I'll go with Leclerc. I could pick Kimi Antonelli too. I think he had a great race.
They did okay.
Yeah.
He did okay.
You know,
he did okay.
That's the kind of encouragement I'm sure your children loved, right? You did all right. Good job, Kimmy. Cool. Thanks.
In 20 years from now, Paul's children will say, I don't know. I mean, I won best in the world. My dad said I did okay.
Just remember, those are the people that are going to have to put you in a home later. So be very nice to them, right?
Kimi Antonelli's going to put me in a home?
Your own children.
Oh. No, they're going to push me down the stairs.
That's fine. And then maybe then you'll say, good job, Pat.
Yeah, you did okay. You didn't kill me, but you did okay.
I just broke my neck, but I'm fine. Try harder next time.
Come back, you coward.
Yeah. Right. All right. Well, that's what we think of the race. That's what we think about it. All right. Let's move on.
Ooh, it's party time.
Let's move on by going backwards.
Yes, let's move on by going backwards. It seems like why wouldn't we, right? All right, so here's what we're going to do. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on this section, but I just wanted to give for those of you who may be newer to Formula One, for you veterans out there, this is just a good throwback. So the current day grid. You got, McLaren, Alpine, Mercedes, Williams, Ferrari, Audi, Aston Martin, Red Bull, Racing Bulls, Haas, and Cadillac, right? Okay. So where did those teams finish the 2005 Belgian Grand Prix, the year that Parc Fermé began in 2005?
What race did it begin with, by the way? Do you remember?
It was the spring.
Monaco, maybe?
I don't think it was Monaco.
I don't know. Shove, when I come around, you look, you tell me, I don't know.
I don't know. Check the wing the next time I come past. Yeah, it was one of the early races. I don't think it was the first race of the season, but like March, April, May, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was after Spygate, so I don't know what race correlated with Spygate.
Spygate.
Yeah. So let's talk about McLaren. Where did they finish in 2005? Well, back then they were known as Team McLaren Mercedes and Predator Gray.
And Grace has only recently stopped calling them McLaren Mercedes. So
right, and this is back in Ron Dennis era.
Nice, Ron.
Okay, Kimi won the race, and the aforementioned Kimi Räikkönen. Sorry,
I only make that mistake every time I have that conversation.
Yeah, Kimi Räikkönen won the race, and the aforementioned Juan Pablo Montoya, who was on pole, who led a good chunk of that race, retired after he had a coming together with a back marker. Antonio Pizzoni. Do you remember the Pizza Man, Paul?
Oh, I remember Antonio.
Yeah, Pizza Man.
Didn't he crash giving someone a ride somewhere and flipped a car somewhere?
Yes. Was that Jaguar?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, he was giving someone a joyride and ended up going off somewhere. And
Remind me never make a mistake in front of Paul. Like, will you remember my greatest moment? No, but that time that I almost killed somebody flipping my Jaguar, right there.
You'll remember that. They only McLaren turned a possible 1-2, and Kimi really needed the win.
Always.
And he needed Juan in second because Alonso was leading the championship at the time. And it didn't happen. And so Kimi didn't get the title that year. And
is Alonso the only guy? He's the only guy that's left.
Yeah. Yep. Because Lewis didn't come till 07.
Right.
Another case of what Grace would say is McLaren shooting their own foot.
That's their job.
Alpine, where did Alpine finish? Well, they finished second.
What?
They were leading the championship.
Huh?
That's right. Back then, folks, they were known as Mild 7 Renault F1 team, led by who? Flavio Briatore. And who was their drivers? Fernando Alonso and Giancarlo Fisichella. You remember Fisi? Now, many of you may think that was the last Italian in Formula One, but you'd be wrong because that was Antonio Giovinazzi.
Oh, of course.
Yes.
Antonio.
Now a Le Mans winner.
Yes. Yes, he is. So anyway, Fernando finished P2. Fisi retired after a crash at Rédillon. Fernando and Alpine went on to win the World Championship that year.
Wow.
That's right. Fernando.
Amazing. Mercedes, where did they finish? Well, they finished third at the Belgian Grand Prix back in 2005, but they weren't known as Mercedes. They were known as BAR Honda or BAR F1, or as Grace and I like to call them, Barf 1.
Barf 1. Best team name.
Barf 1 back in the day. And their driver, Jenson Button, finished third. And their other driver, Takuma Sato, retired after crashing into the back of Michael Schumacher, which gave us the infamous Sato slap. Remember, we talked about the Sato slap? Yeah, so Schumacher got out of the car, walked over and looked down inside. And Sato is still sitting in the car with his visor up, and Schumacher just whacked his visor down. You idiot. You idiot. Williams. Back then, they were identified as BMW Williams F1 team with a young chap named Mac Webber who finished P4 with the Pizza
the best
Man.
finish ever since then.
Yeah, right. It was a good
I think
result.
Kubica won a race, but that's pretty much nearly. Isn't that crazy how long Williams have struggled?
I know.
Brutal.
Long time. Pizzoni, as I mentioned, wrecked out. Ferrari, they were known, they were Ferrari, but they were known actually then as Scuderia Ferrari Marlboro back at the tobacco days.
Smoke them if you got them.
That's it. Smoke up, Johnny. I got that somewhere around here. Where are you?
Hey, smoke up, Johnny.
That's right. Rubens Barrichello, Salvage P5. Michael Schumacher got taken out by Sato. Audi, where did they finish? Sixth. A very respectable sixth place did Audi, but back then they were known as Sauber Petronas. Their driver, the effervescent Jacques Villeneuve, finished P6 with this new young upstart known as Felipe Massa. He finished 10th. And
he's a future world champion, that guy.
Future 2008 world champion.
That's right.
And also notice that this year, at this weekend, was the time that they were talking about Massa was going to Ferrari.
Oh.
Yes, that weekend. Aston Martin, where'd they finish? Well, back then, you'll recall they were called Jordan Taylor. Or Toyota.
Jordan Toyota. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember them having Toyota engines. Okay.
Didn't they? Or was it Honda?
They had Hondas.
Maybe I was
They could
wrong
have
on
had
that.
Toyotas. I just don't remember it.
I don't know. I wrote the notes and I don't
Clearly,
remember. I thought it was
nobody crashed the car at that race because Paul would have remembered that.
He would have remembered
But them just riding.
the bad news.
That's right. Them just riding into 7, no problem. Paul doesn't remember that. Nothing.
No problem.
I'm sure they were here. Yeah.
Well, do you remember these two drivers? Tiago Montero.
Yep.
Tiago, yeah. And not Karun Chandhawk. Not Karun snap oversteer Chandhawk. No, Narain Karthikeyan.
Oh, yeah.
The original Fast Indian.
Yes, yes. That's where they were. Red Bull. Well, they were a plucky young upstart, folks. This was the early days. They were fun.
Team.
They were given the medals to the entire paddock and the entire nation of France, as it turns out. There's a story behind that. You have to go back and read the Red Bull Bulletin. They were basically having a real go at France. Their drivers, well, Paul's good dear friend Christian Kleen.
Love that guy.
And one David Coulthard.
Where's my beer?
Where's my beer? Chortle. Yeah. But the bigger news here, though, was about Minardi.
Ooh.
Because this was the weekend that Red Bull announced they bought Minardi.
Saved them.
After 20 years racing, Paul Minardi was stepping down.
Wow, that's crazy. That was that long ago.
Yeah, isn't that amazing? Mm-hmm. So where did Racing Bulls finish? Well, that was Minardi.
Last.
And they had a Christian there too, but it was Christian Albers, who I think is hilarious. If you watch his... Isn't it Christian Albers that has the fun Twitter account or X account?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Don't listen to me.
You're
How about
asking-
your other friend, Paul, Robert Dornbos?
Oh, yeah. Robbo.
You and Robbo. You guys are like this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. They finished down in 9th. Haas had no entry, but because there didn't exist at the time, but their drivers did. Esteban Ocon was almost 9 years old at the
my
time.
Gosh.
And he was in karting already.
Knocking people off the road in cars.
And get this, Ollie Behrman was in nappies or diapers. He was a toddler. He was a newborn. He was just a few months old. How about that? Cadillac.
Working on his crazy accent.
Yes. Cadillac, no team entry, but don't worry, I got you covered. Sergio Perez was 15 years old and moving up the junior ranks, and Valtteri Bottas was 16 and still building on his karting resume at the time when we started.
Was he a swimsuit model back then too?
Not yet.
Probably
Not yet.
inappropriate at that age.
Hadn't really done the squats to get the butt there, but he was close. So when you look at the 2026 Belgian Grand Prix, the point's not just who won today, but it's fun to take a look back. And F1 keeps changing. The names change, owners change, engines change.
Except for Alonso.
Alonso's the consistent.
Still there.
He's been there the whole
Honestly,
time.
I think it's slowed down the changes, really. I know it keeps changing, but they used to be rampant.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
But then again, there was like 36 cars trying to get into the Grand Prix, so there was
Yeah.
many names that came and went very quickly.
Right. It's like out of nowhere. We got grooved slicks. Huh?
Why would you do that?
Why would we do that?
Why would we go back to
slow down the cars.
1972? Yeah.
Just reduce the amount of the contact patch. Less grip, slower cars. Okay. How'd that work? All right. So, in the balance, what are we going to look at? Well, Spa doesn't just give us races, of course. It also produces a lot of arguments. And for 20 years, the Belgian Grand Prix is...
Controversy.
Yes, it's basically, that's the segment.
Controversy.
It's the controversy clock. We're going to go back and look at each year and just talk about the highlights and the controversy that came out of that. Spa's given us big title swings, stewarding fights, safety debates, teammate wars, weather chaos, emotional gut punches for fans and viewers at home.
Crying. There's been some crying.
There's been a lot of crying.
Yeah.
But I thought for our 1000th episode, we're not going to do a, hey, remember us. Here's a clip of Grace and I at the infamous podcast from a cave.
Nobody wants that.
Nobody wants
I know.
that.
I'd like to see it. I think it'd be fun.
Ain't nobody got time
I think
for
it's
that.
still out there. You can find it.
Maybe.
There's the one
But-
where we had the ambient music in the back, or the ambient clinking of
Yes.
glasses that nobody liked. That was
Nobody liked that. This is annoying.
we
It's
thought
like,
it was
well,
funny.
we're having a dig at Williams
We
because
thought it was funny.
they always the podcast that BBC or whatever always did was in the Williams hospitality after the race, and all you could hear was clinking plates and dishes
Right.
and silverware.
We can
or
do that.
Or
flatware.
being shouted at for dropping the fork.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I thought, well, I could put cafe noises in the back of ours, so we did it as a joke. People didn't get the joke.
Didn't we do what? We did one from the lobby for Coda, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, we did one in the
Where it was
lobby.
real ambient noise.
Yeah.
It was.
I mean,
Yeah, there
it's
was. Remember Zach?
made up that there was famous people walking by us.
Yeah, remember Zach got all pissed drunk in a fight at the bar? We heard that in the background. No, he didn't. I'm joking. So we don't want to do that. We don't want to remember ourselves. We want to remember Spa because it's my favorite track, and it's been consistent. Although it's at least in the top 2 on every driver's list most fans' list, the team's list, the journalists' list, and it's the one that's always threatened to be dumped for another Qatar or Bahrain, which just blows my mind. So anyway, we're going to look back. 2025, race control versus wet racing. The headline out of this was really the rain delay debate. Why it mattered? Well, Oscar Piastri won for McLaren. But the big paddock debate was whether the race control had become too cautious after delaying the start because of rain and visibility concerns. Some drivers and fans wanted racing sooner. Others defended the FIA because Spa's recent history carries a safety weight to it. Really, my parting thought on this is that everyone says they want wet racing until Spa reminds you what wet racing at Spa can actually mean. And so there was that debate. That was just last year. Do you guys remember that?
Yeah.
I think I felt very convinced, Paul. I think
Paul's like, yeah.
Way to sell it.
Was I on that review? I don't know.
Did we even do that recently?
Did we do that show when that happened?
I don't remember it.
No, I mean, I think this is always the problem, though, right? Like, either way, you can't win if you're race control. So I think you just have to make the best decision. But again, I agree. Spa is not the place where I'd want to take this risk. So
yeah.
And what in 2021 was when I'm now getting ahead of you, is when it like flooded completely. So it's like,
we'll get there, Grace.
It's had its moments, Spa. So maybe rain. You should be,
we'll get there.
A little cautious.
Just imagine Brian Redmond on the original Spa in the rain.
Yeah. Well, I interviewed him.
Yeah.
It was a great interview. I loved talking to him. He was amazing. And he said he absolutely disagrees with Jackie Stewart. The green hell is not the worst. He said at the time it was Spa because it was the full track, the entire length,
just
and the speeds were so fast. Yeah. He said he would sit and lay in bed all night before a race, never sleep, and just cold sweats because he was so afraid. Yeah. He said that was the scariest track, not Nürburgring.
This was like after the game on Sunday, and I was like, what, especially at work, would I be willing to take a ball kicked by Messi to the face? Nothing. There's nothing at work that I would put my face between that ball and the goal. I would never do this. I cannot, I'm good. If I'm waking up in a cold sweat, I'm not going to work the next day. Yeah. I don't have this.
And my other favorite quote from Brian Redmond when I interviewed him, and we were talking about when he met Juan Manuel Fangio. And he said, I was just young, and I went up to him and said, "Oh, Mr. Fangio, just wanted to get your advice. I'm a young driver, and just want to understand how do you do it? How are you so fast?" And he says, the Fangio looked at him in a booming voice, goes, "Well, Brian, less brake, more throttle." So good.
So he was the original Will Buxton. That's great.
Yeah.
That's a great statement.
It was so good. 2024. Remember this one? Oh, yeah. George Russell.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
This is the one where we got the most free advertising. Because he ended up in Parc Fermé at the end, right?
Yes.
Like all the controversy broke out in Parc Fermé with all the signs that said Parc Fermé around it.
Exactly.
So this is the race where we got the most free advertising.
Lost on everyone because Paul put Parc Fermé sticker Easter eggs all over Walloon Valley, all over in the Ardennes forest, and nobody on social media posted a picture of our sticker.
It's crazy, right?
It's nuts.
They're in town, the town of Spa.
Yeah,
I put it on the apex of Eau Rouge, but I'm sure they painted the curb, so I'm sure that disappeared. But I think there's still some there, but people haven't picked up on it yet.
No, not yet. Russell appeared to have pulled off a really brilliant one-stop strategy, and then his car was overweight. Only Formula One can give you a masterclass and then turn it into a spreadsheet violation.
Yeah,
the tires.
Tire weight.
Yeah, this is where if you didn't know, you learn how weird the pit entry and exit is at Spa.
Yeah, right. In 2023, what the world happened? Well, that was sort of the first sprint weekend at Spa, and that was a big hot mess.
Yeah, it was great.
Good grief, wasn't that that was a mess. And that was basically wrapped around Max Verstappen inevitability of winning the race at that point in time. It had rain, sprint format, weirdness, penalties, contact confusion. But Max ends up winning the Grand Prix there. It was chaos in the margins, but inevitability at the very front, at the sharp end. Hey, you remember this one in 2022? I'd forgot about this until I went back and was looking at it and watched the video, some of the video of it. This is the year that Alonso called Lewis Hamilton an idiot. Do you remember that one on the radio?
I feel like I would need to hear, because I'm sure he just didn't call him an idiot. I'm sure there's a whole Fernando Alonso radio bit that is much better than just an idiot.
It was pretty funny. Well, Verstappen, he went from 14th to win. So that was definitely the sporting headline, but the radio headline was Alonso calling Hamilton an idiot after their first lap collision. Classic Spa opening lap incident, tight field, big speed differentials, two champions that are not going to give each other room. Certainly Alonso wasn't, and that ended in tears. So while Verstappen made the field look slow, Alonso made the broadcast memorable by calling Lewis an idiot.
As he does. When he retires, I hope somebody's like, you could just, off the top of our heads, I think we could come up with a good piece of just Alonso radios.
I know.
There's going to be some classics in there.
He's the best of the radios.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Who's going to take that mantle over?
I don't know. He's so good.
George? Maybe
more
George, but
George
may not be here long enough.
He doesn't have enough sarcasm. I think it has to be somebody with enough sarcasm on the radio, because that's really what makes Alonso great.
Yeah, but it isn't just petulant rage like Yuki did or Isaac Hadjar does. That's weak. That's weak sauce. You got to get that real cunning,
poignant,
rapier wit that Fernando's got.
Exactly.
2021, Grace. This is the race you were referencing. The race that wasn't half points behind the safety car. Boy, there was a lot of outrage on this one. Remember it?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I remember this one.
Paul and I had to review this race.
Yeah.
Great.
Okay, 5 minutes in. So, anyway,
wrap
Paul was like,
show's over. Outro music.
We were like, man, did you see that safety car? Old Bird was driving great.
I wonder what tires they have on that thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and then it turns out I thought this was the one where Marzipin got a fastest lap, but he didn't because they didn't start the race, I guess. But I was like, oh, isn't this the one where that was? It's kind of like when Maldonado won, right? Like that seems like a meaningful moment, but they didn't give it to him.
Yeah, I mean,
that guy.
I know.
I mean, the safety concern's legit, but the classification certainly felt absurd. I guess both can be true at the same time, but.
Well, they just have to have alternative ways of putting on the race rather than just making that the race.
Yeah, it was shambolic for sure. Yeah. It was a race that belongs in quotation mark, like Button's Grand Prix championship and Grace's champions list.
That's correct.
Have they ever done a F1 race on Monday if they couldn't hold the race on Sunday?
If they did, it would have been a long time ago.
Because obviously they'd done it Indy. They did it IndyCars this weekend, right?
Daytona does it.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, or NASCAR. Yeah.
NASCAR does it, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That also came up because during the soccer game that, I don't now remember what it was in context. Somebody was like, oh, Argentina could get something and then it was this sort of like leveling that it was kind of shambolic. I was like, oh yeah, like Button's championship, like nobody else knows. But me,
she's not going to let it go.
She's not letting it go.
No, she's not.
No,
she will forever have asterisks around Jensen Button.
I'm surprised she doesn't have an asterisk T-shirt.
And I heart Jensen Button, so it's fine.
I should get a TPF T-shirt that just says Jensen Button in quotes.
Like he's the part that's in quotes. No, he's a real person that exists. It's the championship
I should say,
that goes in quotes.
Jensen Button, world champion.
Correct, in quotes. That's it, world champion.
Yeah. All right.
That's right.
No
I got your back, Jensen. You deserved it.
Mm-hmm. You did?
Yep.
Okay. Leave me out to hang, thanks. I don't.
It's not the first time a team's come out with a car that's
controversial
yet dominant.
Because somebody had made the statement that, like, it doesn't matter how you win the game, right? Your name is still the champion in the book. That's what one of the commentators had said. Like, so even if Argentina's dirty or whatever and they still win it, it doesn't matter. In the rule book, at the end of the day, it just says you won it. And I was like, yeah, like Jensen Button. Doesn't matter. He still has a championship.
Harsh.
Doesn't matter how he won it.
That's so harsh.
I just speak the truth, my friend.
All right. 2020, what happened? Well, in my opinion, as a Ferrari fan, they kind of hit rock bottom here. Hamilton, Mercedes controlled the weekend, of course, but the paddock story is really kind of Ferrari's collapse. You know, there's a power-sensitive circuit, and they were just nowhere this weekend. I went back and looked at my notes, and it was just a bad weekend all the way. You know, it was basically public confirmation that Ferrari's 2020 car had become fundamentally uncompetitive in 2020, and it was not a good effort. They showed up at Spa and discovered that their 2019 bill had just arrived. Not a good year for them.
No.
A lot of hand wringing as a Tifosi over there. 2019 tragedy. Antoine Hubert, fatal F2 crash that overshadowed the entire weekend. Of course, killed during an F2 feature race on Saturday. Charles Leclerc won the Formula One race on Sunday, dedicated obviously to Hubert. The weekend effectively, really, and I remember Paul and I reviewing this. I mean, the weekend became less about sporting controversy and more about grief and risk and the human cost of racing, and we talked about that. Leclerc won his first Grand Prix. That was his first Grand Prix, but nobody really remembers Spa 2019 as simply a Ferrari victory. They just remember the tragedy. So very tough, and I think they I think even this weekend, Pierre Gasly went up.
I think
to
they always do.
They always do. Yeah, and placed flowers there for their friend. Always is a show of respect and remembrance that they always do that. 2018. So for me, this kind of when the halo argument died down. Alonso flew over the top of Leclerc at La Source. Nico Hülkenberg, remember, he lost his braking point, drove right in the back of Alonso, launched Alonso's McLaren over the top of Leclerc's Sauber, landed right on top of the Sauber. The halo debate hadn't really completely ended by 2018, but with Alonso's car over Leclerc's head, it certainly stopped it from being a continuous conversation anyway. And I went back and looked at the onboards and stuff like that. I mean, it pretty much just landed the bottom of that car, landed right on there.
Yeah, and obviously I wasn't a big fan of the halo at the beginning.
No, I wouldn't either.
But they haven't really tried to find an alternative, though, have they?
That's my point, Paul, and I'm glad you brought it up because I was going to put a blurb and I forgot to do that in here. If you go back and listen to it, you'll hear me say I'm not a fan of the halo, and I'm not. I understand why they want it and need it. I get it. All along, I've said these are some of the world's best engineers. Surely they can come up with a more elegant solution than that. It just doesn't seem F1 elegance, if that makes sense to me.
And I don't think they did a very good job of selling it to us. At the time, I was like, look, I don't have data. I'm not an engineer, right? You would hope that somebody who is an engineer who has data actually can say, yes, this will help save lives. I can't do that. But I don't feel they did a very good job of selling that either. It was just like, you fans, you just like to complain about things. It's just change. It'll be fine. And as opposed to, get Smedley or Valves on it. Like, explain it to us so that we can go, okay, maybe it's not the most great looking thing and it wrecks how the cars look, but here's why we're buying into it. And instead it was just like, suck it up, kids. This is what we're doing.
No, obviously it was a fix. I just feel like they've kind of given up trying to think of something that is better. But,
yeah, I do too. And this weekend, that big chunk of debris was it maybe Piastri's car or whatever it was, came right into the halo and lodged itself right to the left of Perez's head, So things can still get in there, of course.
Right.
If you're saying, well, what an idiot, Todd, clearly there's all of these cases that show you that the halo, and I get that. I'm not saying they shouldn't have anything. It's just that, to Paul's point, it's kind of like, okay, that's a halo and that's it. And I'm a little surprised they haven't tried to come up with a more elegant solution.
Well, they can't now.
Yeah. No, it's baked in, right?
Right. This is what we got now. So
right. 2017 Belgian Grand Prix. Well, that was the Force India Civil War. We were talking about
I'm just saying, just wait. 2027, it's going to be the Red Bull Civil War. Just give it time. It's coming.
Right. Racing Bulls. Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's who I meant. Thanks.
Yeah. This is Perez and Ocon collide twice, folks. You remember this? Force India had one of the best midfield cars at this time, amazingly, but
especially
Sergio Perez.
At Spa.
Yeah, you're right. You had Perez and Ocon kept running into each other. Spa was really kind of the breaking point for that. The team eventually said the drivers could no longer be trusted to race freely at this point.
Nope.
The team had two fast drivers with one shared brain cell between them whenever they got near each other. Yeah. And it just went on. That happened in Baku, did it not?
A few times. A couple of street circuits for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they just went at each other hammer and tongs. And I think, was it Otmar basically said, okay, you start breaking stuff, you're paying for it all.
Right.
Yeah. And it kind of calmed some of that down. That was interesting. 2016. What in the world? That was Verstappen versus Ferrari. Remember this? Max, Vettel, and Raikkonen meet.
I remember that movie.
Yeah. Verstappen versus Ferrari?
Yeah, it was great.
It's like Godzilla versus Rodan.
Jet Jaguar. It'd be great.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah, they had an opening corner collision between Verstappen and two Ferraris. That set off sort of a race-long argument. It was Verstappen's defensive driving against Raikkonen later in the race made the debate even more, outrageous. Was Max fearless, reckless, simply the future arriving early? I mean, the fact is, it was Max in full disruption mode at this point. Depending on your allegiance, he was either thrilling or insufferable.
It was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It was one of those races where you could see the future of F1, and the future was annoying the hell out of Kimi Räikkönen.
Kimi.
Which you didn't want to do.
I think it always did, actually.
Yeah, I think so, too. But these are back in the early doors, right, of Max's career. This is back when, like Nico Rosberg said, I've got him.
Crazy Max was after that, so can't let anybody pass.
Crazy Max, everybody was talking about Crazy Max back then. Yeah, that was the arrival of said four-time champion Max Verstappen. I had forgot about this one until I went back and kind of pulled this list together. 2015, Vettel versus Pirelli. Vettel had that late tire failure, which cost Ferrari a podium, and Sebastian was furious after the blowout. The tire blowout robbed him of a strong finish.
Was this when they were the really crazy Pirellis?
It may have been when they sort of tried to get too cute and outthink the engineers. Remember that? And you had that blowout. Remember the British Silverstone? They had the blowouts, like three of them, and that was not good. And then quickly the following year, they went very conservative, and everybody gave them a bunch of crap about going too conservative on the compounds. Where they're like, I'm not doing that crap again, very public argument at the time over the tire
probably
life.
really happy that no one's talking about them anymore.
Yeah.
They're just talking about the battery deployment and all that sort of stuff. Tires are great.
Yeah, the tires are fantastic.
Yeah, Mario Isola is like, there's nothing here to see. Nothing.
Yeah. Did you see that engine deployment over there?
Down there and talk to those guys.
Yeah. Not our fault anymore.
Yeah. Everything's fine, man. You guys remember 2014, first year of the new regs, the hybrid power units came
your
in.
Your favorite year, Todd.
Yeah.
I know. It's an inflection point that fractured our timeline, and now we're living in this Stygian hell. So Nico Rosberg, Lewis Hamilton made contact on lap 2.
Yes.
Remember, Hamilton suffered a puncture, and the race pretty much unraveled. And Mercedes went on to dominate the season, but Spa made it pretty clear that the championship fight inside the team was going to turn toxic. I mean, before Spa 2014, Mercedes had some tension in the team, right? But after Spa, Mercedes had a full-on civil war with matching team shirts at that point.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
that was when only two cars could win the race, and they were both on the same team.
And they were both on the same team. Mm-hmm. Yeah, which was what Toto definitely wanted to avoid this year, and magically it's happening.
Yes,
that's right.
Only once. Yeah.
See, we aren't going to have this. We're going to kick everyone's ass, and we know it this year in 2026. But I'm not doing the Nico Lewis thing again.
Nope.
Not going through that. So. Kimi just has a lighter touch on the foot with throttle and brake. I don't know.
I don't know what happened to your engine, George.
I don't know.
Deployment, it seems to be a problem. I don't know.
Yeah, it's that big Herman Munster driving shoe of yours something. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, that was the beginning. And that was 2014, new regulations, and it took Nico 2 years to finally knock Lewis's feet off the desk.
Sell his soul to the devil.
Yeah, which he basically said he practically had to do. And then he was just done. I'm done. Yeah.
Over you people.
Yeah. 2013. Do you guys remember the old Greenpeace protest?
When you mentioned it, I completely forgotten all about it.
Yeah, I wrote an op-ed piece about it back then. Yeah, that was so. Vettel won the race, and then Greenpeace hijacked the whole podium ceremony. Mm-hmm. This was at the time the Shell Grand Prix. This was Shell's big race, sponsored by Shell, and they were protesting their Arctic drilling and program like that.
Right.
And they were protesting that, and they wanted to protest. They took over the podium, and they had some banners that fell down that they had snuck up and put up. And when the cameras were showing the podium, these banners came down. But I got to be honest with you, the dangerous thing was, for me, was they had people that snuck in overnight.
Right, under the track.
Climbed up the canopy over the main grandstand, hid up there for the entire race, and at the end of the race during the podium, they rappelled down halfway, hanging in the air, swinging with signs over the top of fans. And I thought, I understand you're all fired up about this cause, but you put a lot of people's lives at risk dangling 2 or 3 people over all of those people and children and everything else. If one of those cables would have snapped or a carabiner didn't lock or whatever, I mean, that could have been really dangerous. That wasn't a good move. Do you remember that, Paul?
I don't.
Paul's like,
it's almost nighttime where Paul is, apparently. So, he's gone.
Nighttime. He's almost
it's getting
asleep.
dark. Yeah. It's getting dark.
It is getting dark.
Send him a TP flashlight.
All we see is the halo of Paul. the electric glow.
Oh, there lights.
He goes. All we see is the electric.
Do it live. I was gradually fading away. I didn't even notice.
Do it live.
All we see is the electric, the cathode ray glow of Paul's face.
See the clock, my little teddy bear clock.
Yeah,
my eyes just kind of getting slow, lower.
Yeah, he's I'm sorry, Spa what?
What are we talking about? What year? 1978.
1978. Let's see.
James Hunt.
Oh, yes. 2012, Paul. If you don't remember the Greenpeace protest in 13, you got to remember the 2012, folks. This was the La Source pileup. Roman Grosjean triggered a first corner crash. Exactly. Eliminated several front runners during the race, including Hamilton and Alonso. And the FIA actually gave him a 1-race ban because of it. It was that bad. Yeah. It's an unusual penalty, but in modern F1 terms anyway. But it was a defining moment for Grosjean's early reputation with Mac Weber calling him a first lap nutter.
Yeah.
He lost the benefit of the doubt that weekend, didn't he, Paul?
Let's just say he hasn't really changed his demeanor, oddly enough.
Yeah.
In IndyCar. Yeah.
Different series. Same Grosjean.
Same Grosjean.
Different series. Same Grosjean. I know, it's kind of...
That's strange. I wonder what's causing all the accidents.
Yeah. What could it be? I don't know. Paul, Grace, do you remember the Camber War of 2011?
You know, I feel like we're on one of those, where you're selling those LPs in the middle of the night. Folks, do you remember the tune? Do you remember the tune? Do you remember this little ditty about the dishwasher?
That's good.
Like the Time Life collections. Yeah.
We got 6 CDs here. Does anyone still have a CD player? No?
Hey.
Okay, then.
Is that Freedom Rock, man? Turn it up.
Time of free love, man. Turn it up.
The same tunes you hear literally on rotation at any radio station anywhere around the country.
Oh, man.
Just admit it. You fell victim to the Columbia House. Get 14 cassettes for a penny.
Oh, I did that many times with different
and then
names.
never paid for the rest of them.
1 penny.
That was it.
10 albums.
Yeah, you get 10 albums, you pick out all these rock albums you love, you send 1 penny, and then they'd send you one each month, and if you didn't like it, you had to pay shipping back or they'd charge you for it. So you spend all these rock albums. This is before algorithms, because then like the first month they'd send you like Barry Manilow's greatest hits. What the hell am I going to do with that? I don't want that. Well, you got to pay $3 to ship.
Yeah, they get you.
They get you.
I guess I'm a Barry Manilow fan now.
Yeah. Oh, Mandy.
Really
there you go.
Who isn't?
I mean, really.
Well, the Camber, I can't believe you guys don't remember the Camber. Red Bull finished 1-2.
It's not in our name. We don't remember that.
I didn't win it.
Right.
Yeah. Red Bull did. They finished 1-2. But the pre-race paddock argument centered on the tire blistering and the camber settings and whether teams should be allowed to change tires on safety grounds. It was one of those deeply nerdy F1 controversies where setups, tire constructions, blistering, and the whole competitive advantage of being able to switch tires and on a competitive grounds, that all got really heated. And it was just a reminder, folks, that only F1 can turn tire camber into a constitutional crisis, for the sport. But you guys don't remember that one?
No, I don't remember that, but it still has repercussions today, though, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, in our IMSA stuff, we have our BOPs and everything, but there's obviously mandated camber and tire pressure.
Yeah.
For every car at different tracks, high energy tracks, low energy tracks. So all this kind of gradually trickles down to everybody where they can control it. Because the tire manufacturers, their name's on every tire that explodes. Right?
Yeah.
And,
that's right.
It's a pitfall of their companies, really, that they put themselves out there as winning races and winning championships, but then when things go wrong, it's them out there too.
Yeah. Next thing, 2010, Vettel takes out Button. Remember we were talking about the emergence of Max Verstappen? Well, this is the emergence of Sebastian Vettel. He lost control into the bus stop. Lewis Hamilton won the race. Sebastian Vettel's mistake while attacking Jensen Button at the time. Do you?
That's
okay, that was a major talking point. Vettel speared into Button's McLaren, took him out of the race.
Bus stop too at that point.
Yeah,
when it was actually a bus stop.
There was a bus stop. Yeah,
before it was reprofiled. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it really added to this whole narrative at the time. Same thing, guys, as what they said about Max. Young Vettel, he's immense speed, but very questionable judgment under pressure. Yeah. He can't pass and blah, 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 blah. Vettel had world champion speed in 2010, but at Spa, he
I think Grace still sticks to that.
Yeah, I think she does. You can't pass anyone. He only wins by leading the race.
That's right. That's correct. He only wins by leading the race. And then the bees. That's it. That's Vettel's entire career.
The bees and leading races.
I still think he needs to write a book that's called, Saving the Bees and Spilling the Tea. That would be great. I would buy that book. I want all the dirt from Vettel. He remembers all of it. If we've learned anything, he's an amazing memory. So
he's a good historian of the sport.
Exactly. I still think for the unboxed videos, they should have like Vettel's time and then everybody else's time as the benchmark, because Vettel was very good at all of those sort of like history things. So then we could see, we'd have a good benchmark.
Agreed. 2009 Force India nearly wins.
Woo.
Do you remember this?
Yes.
Yeah, Giancarlo Fisichella, he shocked the entire paddock by putting Force India on pole. Finished second, folks, less than a second behind Kimi Räikkönen's Ferrari at the time. It was one of the greatest sort of back marker to front runner weekends.
Didn't he pass him like right near the end of the race?
Yeah, he did. It fed the whole driver market story because Ferrari needed a replacement after Massa's injury and all that stuff. But it was hilarious and beautiful, and it wasn't really controversial, but it was just kind of gloriously weird that Force India became a front runner for just one weekend.
Yeah.
And nobody really knew what quite to do with it. It was like,
I think he found the new tagline for Parc Fermé. Not controversial, just gloriously weird.
Just gloriously weird. There you go.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Back then, it was more like, these teams, the lesser teams, kind of designed their car to work at certain tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And because they didn't have the depth to design a car that could work everywhere. So, and Force India kind of followed that trajectory for many years, oddly enough. But so Fisichella came second. There, he's a great driver, and then got the worst drive in history, which was that Ferrari drive, because that car was just he never didn't score a point again. Right? I mean, he was qualified at the back. He got a drive the Ferrari because of Massa's injury, but then ended up just destroying his career by driving that second Ferrari.
Yeah, I know.
It was crazy.
Yeah, it was brutal. Let's see. Where are you at? 2008. Hamilton's penalty. Hamilton wins on the road. Massa wins in the results. Hamilton and Räikkönen fought, changing conditions during the race and at the end of the race. Hamilton cut the bus stop, gave the position back, but then immediately repassed him. And the stewards judged that he had gained a lasting advantage and gave him a 25-second penalty, handing victory to Felipe Massa.
Wonder if that comes up in the Massa trial. World champion.
Lewis could argue weren't, because they cost me Spa with this ridiculous penalty.
Nowadays, that'd be a 5-second penalty. I'm champion again. Yeah,
right. And only if he had taken the other championship contender out. They're only giving awards on outcomes. Didn't matter because Lewis won the championship that year and took it from Massa.
Or did he?
Or did he?
Only the courts will know.
Only time
still
and
to be
courts will
decided.
That's right.
That's right. Massa waiting for somebody to settle out of court.
Yeah. Oh, he sure is.
Oh man, just send me $5 million. We'll call it a day.
Yeah.
Send me on a first class plane with some champagne. It'll be good.
Yeah, do you think he turns up to the FAA and everyone switches the lights off and they hide under the chairs? It's that guy again.
Massa's out front.
He's crying again.
I can see you
Silence
guys.
your mobile phones.
I see you peeking through the blinds. I know you're in there. That's rough.
Mom is not here, man. 2007, McLaren implodes. Ferrari wins. Ferrari 1-2, McLaren Civil War in the background. Again, Kimi Räikkönen won for Ferrari, but the weekend sat inside a much larger McLaren story. Spygate, the Hamilton-Alonso rivalry. This is what I would call the heady days, the halcyon days of McLaren controversy, or better known as
controversy.
You had Spygate, you had Hamilton and Alonso going at each other, hammer and tongs. You had Alonso, when they released him and double stacked the cars, he just kind of sat in the pit box.
That was great. See, again, this is Alonso. We're not going to I often think we were talking earlier about Minardi. I think we really missed a Paul Stoddard, somebody that just knew the rules and just could and could just point out things to people and off the top of his head. We're going to miss an Alonso. We're going to miss somebody who does this kind of stuff.
I know. I wrote in my notes, I said, Ferrari, they got the trophy, but McLaren, it's just a shame that Drive to Survive wasn't around, because this would have made perfect DTS fodder, would it not? Oh, Alonso and the young Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have been good.
Taking pictures from a camera that's a flip phone where there's only a forward-facing camera because that's how we used to do it, kids.
That's right.
You just kind of guessed.
How do we live? How do we survive?
I don't
know. You have pictures that looks like they were taken by a potato, you know?
Yeah, they hit the key 3 times to send a letter. It was
Thumbs
a different
in every
time.
one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, a corner of your thumb is in every picture. That's exactly right. How about 2006, the missing Belgian Grand Prix?
Sad.
Do you remember that race? No, because there
nobody
wasn't
does.
one. There was no Belgian Grand Prix.
Turkey?
I don't remember where they did it, but they were absent because the circuit facility just wasn't up to snuff.
Someone didn't pay the right
That was
man.
Bernie.
Wasn't
that
good
was
enough.
Bernie put pressure on him. Yeah, that's exactly what that was. That was him saying, all right, look, we asked for all new paddock, club amenities. We asked for all this stuff. You're not putting the money in it. We ain't going there. Until you're worthy of Formula One, we're not going there. So,
And we're looking at you next, Silverstone, so shape up.
he would always threaten Silverstone, too.
Always.
Yeah, for sure. But anyway, well, that's the controversy clock of the past 20 years of Spa, reminding Formula One that, history doesn't happen in clean lines. It can get a little choppy. It happens in rain delays, penalties, teammate collisions, controversy, protests, tire failures, safety arguments, everything that's happened, title fights even, occasional race that technically happened spiritually but didn't really happen, like this weekend. I mean, we spiritually had a race, but and it kind of brings us back.
We'll do this whole thing again next year. And Paul, do you remember that race at Spa in 2026?
You were just there.
I don't think we
did. We review that race?
I don't know. Was I on that show? I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
I was sick that day.
Yeah,
I think somebody else did it.
Yeah.
But it does bring us back to 2026. Same forest, same weather threat, same ridiculous sport. And somehow, after 1,000 episodes, we're still arguing about it. So here we are arguing about it. But anyway, all right. That is episode 1,000. Before we go, I want to give both of you some time just to reflect and share any comments you. Grace, let's start with Paul.
Okay.
Paul?
Yes.
Being the newbie at the Park from A podcast.
Yeah, because I came
guy.
in 2007?
Was it? No, it was after that.
After that, yeah. So I don't even know why I'm on this show, really.
Here we're asking him if he remembers races. He's like, I certainly didn't review that, so no, I don't remember. Thanks for asking.
Yeah.
So no, it's crazy. I mean, and all the other people that have been involved in it, like Mark Hallam, people pulled that up and everything like that. So many different theme tunes. Ways to go about the races. Do we do it bottom to top to bottom? Do we start in the middle? Do we just throw it out?
Yeah. Do we do a half-hour show, an hour show? Do we?
Hour
do we sell to the devil and algorithms, or do we not? And that's just something we haven't done, obviously. And
we've always done our thing. Everything was a white hat strategy. We've never bought links, or we've never chased the algorithm or the SEO or GEO. We just never have done that. We always
had headlines like "You'll never guess."
Yeah, how Paul Charsley saw the Spa using this one weird trick.
Yes.
I'm not clicking on that. Nobody click on that.
No one click on that. But, it's been fun. I think when I started this, I'd taken a sabbatical from racing, and I was running my coffee shop.
Yep.
And then, and now here I am.
Yeah.
In racing, doing things.
Paul and I met at a breakfast with Bernie.
Yeah.
We would get up at the wee hours. Watch party.
Shop. Before watch parties were a thing.
Yes. Paul had a coffee shop downtown St. Louis, and he would open at like 4 or 5 a.m., and then we'd all go down there and have coffee and watch the race, and we called it Breakfast with Bernie Eccleston. And so that's where Paul and I met. And then you asked me to come on to do the Le Mans thing, I think it was. Yes.
And then it just never stopped.
Never stopped.
And we can't get rid of them.
Paul's tried to make it stop, but it hasn't.
No, that's actually the truth.
I've changed my phone. I've moved.
They keep finding me.
My email's changed.
We keep finding it. We hunt him down.
That's great.
You know, we have compromising photos.
Yes,
I don't know.
True.
I don't know. Is that
easy to find, mind you, but yes, there's plenty of them out there.
Right. Right.
It's all good fun, and we've rode quite a wave. Sometimes we were more popular, when we used to get invited by Shell to races and all that kind of stuff. And
we did.
I don't need that anymore. I go to the races anyway. So
yeah, you go anyway.
Screw those guys.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, they used to work with us in teams, and they'd invite us to come cover races with them and all that. And
I don't even use I got my Track Talk C-shirt on.
Yes,
Track Talk.
Okay.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
You don't have time for that.
I actually don't have time for that anymore.
You're trying to run a racing team for crying out loud.
Yeah, it's a bit of a distraction at this point.
It is.
Get your priorities straight, Charlie.
I know.
But it's been great.
When I'm 80 years old and I retire, I'll start them up again.
Excellent. Grace, how about you?
I don't know how I beat the idea of like Paul and his walker. No, you're going to be in a scooter, first of all. You're going to be in a scooter going around the track. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And that little rascal, but it'll have about 98 horsepower in that bad boy.
Yeah, that's right.
He'll be drifting it through quarters.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's it. And that's how we get our track talks again.
That's it.
I never can believe we've been doing this for this long and like through most of my adult life here. So,
it's
it's
crazy.
crazy.
Call it adult life, but yeah, sure.
Well,
Yeah,
I don't know. I guess in the same way Jensen Button has a world championship, I have an adult life, I guess that's what this is.
You definitely have more cats.
I do. I do have more cats than when we started, that's for sure. I had 0 cats when we started, but
that's true.
So it's kind of a crazy ride, but I'm glad that it all worked out somehow on some speed TV, message board and.
Yeah, we started it all. I started it because I got tired of everyone trolling everyone on the F1 forums, and I wanted to start a website that was a safe harbor for new and old fans, veteran fans alike. And so we started that back in 2005, and Grace was the very first person that commented on one of the silly blog posts that I posted, and we've been doing it ever since then.
Yeah, crazy.
You can do the heart?
It's not going to work. My heart isn't very good.
Oh. Got to point your thumb down.
It's more like a kidney.
I'm a BMW
it's more
owner.
like a potato.
This is the high quality radio that you guys have all come to enjoy, right? Like
people are listening to the podcast. What the hell's going
on
right now?
What are you doing? We're just making noises.
People must practice. They must practice that stuff.
I can't do that. It's not doing anything now.
That's right. I can do.
All right. There we go. We got some confetti.
I can do. Well, is that?
Oh yeah, I can do it, Doc.
That's more like Godzilla. Actually,
but your lights are on now, so now it won't work.
Now we're doing hand puppets for crying out loud. This is what we're reduced to.
Another thing I was arrested for back in the day.
Hand puppets. Yeah.
Again.
Oh, you were the guy doing the Punch and Judy show in Essex.
Hey, we knew it.
You got to teach the kids how to beat each other up somehow.
Right. So anyway, it's been a long time, 2005 with Grace and I, and we've covered a lot of mileage. But anyway, for me, I wanted to write this down, and so I'm going to read this to you as just a parting
prepared
comment.
Statement.
It is a prepared statement. I know. I wrote a prepared, but I think this is for me, but I'm sure you both join me in this, but. Before we go, and I don't want to get emotional because you got to understand, guys, this is 20 years of my life. Thousands and thousands of hours have gone into this, and I do it because I love the sport. And that's why I put Colin Chapman's. There's a few people who love it, and I'm one of them. And so anyway, not to get emotional, you guys, but I just want to say thank you. For 1,000 episodes through every regulation change, every championship fight, every brilliant drive, every bad steering decision, every laugh, every argument, And every Monday, you've made this more than just a podcast to all of us. You've made it really a community. And to everyone who's listened, who's shared the show with a friend, who's written in, who's challenged us, who's encouraged us, who supported us, stuck with us across these 20 years, thank you from the bottom of our hearts. And it means the world to us. And to my co-host, Paul and Grace, and our hosts, past and present. As Paul mentioned, the show exists because of you and your friendship, your passion, your humor, and your willingness to keep showing up, which is great. And
I mean, it's something.
Yeah, and it's a commitment, and I could not do this without your help. And 1,000 episodes, a number that I never would have imagined when we started this. I really wouldn't. There's so many podcasts never even make it to 100 episodes.
We barely made it past 2.
Yeah, I know.
I think the one in the cave was like episode 3. We barely made.
Yeah, the episode, the infamous podcast from a cave.
Yeah.
Somehow had a reverb button on during mixdown. It doesn't like we were in a cave. But anyway. Most of them don't make it past 100 episodes, if 10. And here we are, 1,000 episodes. I just would never imagine it. But this community, the sport, this little corner of the Formula One that we've all built together, it just means everything to me. And I know it means a lot to Grace and Paul, too. And so with a parting shot, I will say to all of you after 1,000 episodes, thank you so much for riding with us. Here's to Spa.
Yeah.
Here's to Formula One. and here's to the next lap, folks. So thank you so much for all you do. And we'll see you next week to do it all over again. This is Todd, a.k.a. Negative Camber, saying so long.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over. I don't feel I've got to prove at all. I don't really want to prove anything. I started as an amateur with no idea or no intention of becoming world champion. I was curious to find out what it was like to drive a car fast, to drive on a certain circuit, to drive a certain type of car.